Welcome to EF Pod English. Brought to you by EF Education First and English Town. Learn anytime, anywhere. Pod English Intermediate 62. How did it go?
So, Ellie.
How you doing?
I'm fine. It's good to see you.
Yeah, you too.
So...
Are you on top of it? Oh, you're alright.
I'm alright.
Okay, cool.
So, how did the meeting go?
So how was your day? How did it go? Today we're going to learn how to answer this kind of question. We're going to learn about adverbs of manner, words that describe the verb in the sentence, like, my presentation didn't go smoothly, or my interview went well. Smoothly and well are adverbs of manner.
I'm not sure.
Really, why is that?
Well, first of all, I got stuck in traffic and I was a little late.
Really?
Yeah, I hate that. You know, it's like you get to a meeting and you're a little bit late. It just already sets a bad pace.
Yeah.
Before we watch the movie, let's look at some words or expressions which may be new to you. Rehearse. This means to practice something many times. Something's come up. We say this when something unexpected happens and we have to change our plans. For starters, this is another way of saying to begin with, the first thing. Well, it's time for that movie now.
So, how did the trip go?
Not too well, I think. First of all, there was a ton of traffic, so I was a little late for the meeting. I hate that. I didn't feel like my presentation went as smoothly as usual, and to top it all off, it rained, so my suit got all wet.
Well, I can't say I'm surprised, really.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, there are some things you might have done differently. I was afraid you hadn't prepared as much as usual.
How do you mean? What would you have done differently?
I mean, I would have rehearsed the presentation out loud at least a couple of times, for starters.
I would have done that, but I've made nearly the same presentation so many times, I could practically give it in my sleep.
Well, I still would have rehearsed. Can't hurt. And I would have planned better for the trip itself, too. I always check the weather forecast and bring an umbrella if there's the slightest chance of rain.
Yeah, that makes sense. Not too clever, leaving without one.
And to top it all off, I just didn't feel like my presentation went all that smoothly.
Let's
was
take a
that?
look at one example in this following clip.
I didn't feel like my presentation went as smoothly as usual.
I don't feel like my presentation went as smoothly as usual. Smoothly is the adverb in the sentence. It describes the verb in the sentence, in this case, went. So he says, I didn't feel like my presentation went as smoothly as usual.
Well, it was raining today. That was the forecast.
Yeah, I know. And so when it rains, I get wet sometimes.
So
I
didn't you
got
have
wet.
your umbrella?
Well, no, I didn't actually. I forgot about my umbrella.
Adverbs usually come after the verb. Let's see another example.
There are some things you might have done differently.
There are some things you might have done differently. The word differently ends in ly. It is the adjective different with ly. Most adverbs of manner end in ly.
I mean,
Yeah.
you might want to try to prepare a little bit in advance next time.
What do you mean?
But some adverbs are irregular, so they don't end in ly. Let's see an example.
First of all, there was a ton of traffic, so I was a little late for the meeting.
First of all, there was a ton of traffic, so I was a little late for the meeting. The adverb late is irregular. It doesn't get the addition of ly, but it is still an adverb. Let's see a few more examples of irregular adverbs of manner. That athlete runs fast. The adverb here is fast. It stays fast both as an adjective and an adverb. My business trip went very well. The adverb here is well. The adjective is good, and the adverb is well. Good work.
But I've rehearsed this presentation so many times before that honestly, I just didn't think it would matter. I could do this in my sleep, for goodness
Well,
sakes.
even if you can do something in your sleep, it's better to rehearse at least once or twice out loud ahead of time so that it's in your brain, it's front of mind, it's right there, and you can deliver it without any hiccups. I mean, that's obvious.
Well, now it's your turn to try using adverbs. Choose the correct word to finish off each sentence. Remember, you're looking for an adverb. Exactly. I didn't feel like my presentation went smoothly. Try this one. Good. There are things you could have done differently. Here's another. Excellent. That man speaks English well. Try this one. We always come late to meetings. So how did your lesson go today? Today we've learned how to use adverbs of manner to describe the verb in the sentence. We've learned that some adverbs get ly, like differently. I wish I'd done it differently. And that some are irregular, like well, late, and fast. Today we've also learned some useful expressions and words, like rehearse, something's come up, and for starters. I hope you've enjoyed the lesson. Do practice what you've learned. Bye for now.
Oh, so I guess you would have done all those things differently.
Yes, because I'm professional.
Ah, thanks for raining on my parade.